Good evening, welcome to Ben's TV. My name is Steve Pereira and welcome to Quedia, a show about all things media, though we take a very, very broad approach to media to include all kinds of expression of culture and art. Which brings us today to our guest. Okkey Sumiyoshi is a composer, pianist and an improviser of contemporary jazz music. Welcome, Okkey, to Ben's TV. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
So when did you start performing or working in performance music, or started producing your art?
It's actually 2009. The first production that I did is called Open Jam, which I did with this the friend of mine, Samantha Deasy, who I met at NMIT while we studying music performance. And Open Jam was we did at Northgate, which is basically a jam session, but it's focusing on the intermediate or the beginners and the intermediate sort of players from different genres, not only jazz but also the rock and the folk and the world music, and just play the notes and play together and see what comes out. So did well. Not many. We had the folk world music and a percussionist from Africa. We had a folk and the violinist and classical violinist with the Asian sort of ancestry kind of people. It's created a really diverse range of the people and coming together and it's play. And we did it about for 2 years.
And Monkey Magic Revisited was very much part of that, the multicultural, multidisciplinary art form.
Yeah, yeah. Do
you want to explain how that happened, how that came about?
Well, the idea of the monkey actually came about...
And we've got some pictures to show.
Yes, I have. The idea of the monkey was actually popped up during the Open Jam.
All right.
And what happened was, because there was a TV show program back in 90s they called The Monkey, and I knew that was popular, so we played the Monkey theme song at the Open Studio, and people loved it. And then I started looking to sort of like...
But that's what was so impressive about it, using a 16th century ancient text combined with an 80s television show. Yeah,
that's exactly right. But it's got a really great philosophy behind it. It's a Buddhism theme. And I talk about karma and talk about enlightenment. And there was much to explore. And I wanted to sort of telling the story, not by the verbal, but or using a lot of expressions, nothing other than the words, so the dance and the actors acting and the music. So.
And one of the pictures you've got, this is...
Yeah, this is a... Gilbert Douglas, he's the principal dancer, the abstract. He's from Zimbabwe, and we sort of we took the whole story and categorized into broke into 9 different segments, which just to signify the key point in the story, and he sort of choreographed, and the Susan and the Gilbert choreographed it and telling the stories by body movement. So that's what he did, and it's just excellent sort of.
They're very visually dramatic pieces.
It is, it is, and we did at the Northgate Church. So that was.
So it's.
Yeah, it was a really interesting one. The Buddhist theme being the displayed in the multidisciplinary sort of fashion at the Christian church.
Now the different elements in here, you use dance performance, multimedia. Now multimedia in terms of your projections and sound?
Yeah, so the projection and sound, we didn't have to use a lot of sound effect because the church itself had an absolutely great
I've been there, the acoustics are fantastic.
Yeah, acoustic was just fantastic. And so we didn't have to use a lot of things, but we used a lot of lightings, and that's the actors. The one scene played out by actors. So quite nice lighting too. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I saw some initial images from the show from last year's program. It looked absolutely fantastically beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going from here? What's next on the cards for you?
Yeah, my experience from the monkey wasn't an eye-opener, really. By coming from the music point of view, I learned a lot from the different art forms, the choreographies and the dancers and the actors and how they approach the subject, and which is completely different from music. And my assumption was completely proven wrong and the correct or whatever. From here, I'm more and more interested in the collaboration with the different art forms. The one project that I'm trying to work on next year is collaboration with the dancer. It's basically the improvisation at a very abstract level. We have some theme, and we, as a musician, a couple of musicians, play the improvisation, and the dancers will improvise his or her own movement. And we try to attach sort of 3D motion capture to capture the movement and draw on the screen. But it is because abstract, but it is, what's interesting is the process that while you're actually improvising it by looking at the dancers. And for instance, like, this is really interesting part. When you play improvisation with other musicians, you have the two-dimensional dimensions. First you have to play your piece at a very competent level. Now you have to find your own place or own position within the music, which is two-dimensional, the other players playing. So you find your own positions. But when you improvise with a performer from the different art form, you have another dimensions attached to it. So when you play and they play, different ideas together, but at the same time, it is this process or the drive. You try to merge his idea or their ideas into yours.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
We're certainly looking forward to seeing more of you and more of your artwork.
Excellent.
And it's brilliant to have people like you around. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been watching Steve Pereira and Okkey Sumiyoshi on Ben TV. Thank you for watching.